So what are going to be the 5 most promising trends in 5G for 2024? Well, Spirent has just released our 5th annual 5G report based on over 500 new testing engagements during 2023. Now, as a test company, this gives us unique insight into what's going on in the market and what's coming next. We work right across the ecosystem with the device manufacturers, the network equipment manufacturers, the service providers, right out to the enterprises. And that testing gives us a vision of what's going to happen in 24 and beyond. So what did that testing in 23 tell us, and what are the highlights of the report? Well, the first thing is around 5G standalone. Supply and demand are coming together. The perfect storm is going to happen, we believe, in 2024. During 2023, we tested with over 30 service providers the new 5G core network, many of them who will be commercially deploying this year. Why are they doing that? To offer increased and differentiated services to the market. The second key area that we saw last year in the testing was not just only about the technology, such as the 5G core coming into the network, but also the services that it's going to deliver. And there are a number of key services where the industry was looking at: voice over new radio, new immersive types of video communications, and early versions of augmented reality. So we do expect to see more of those types of services come to market this year in those mature markets where 5G standalone gets deployed. Now, one of the interesting facets of 5G standalone and the move to it was that it was a trigger event for digital transformation in many service providers. It's becoming a primary business driver for OSS Transformations and the use of automation right across the lifecycle. And in many of our engagements last year, we estimated over 20% of leading service providers had already started to begin to implement techniques like DevOps, GitOps, and agile practices like continuous testing. And we expect that there to continue to grow this year as more and more service providers take the opportunity to increase efficiencies in their networks and also lay the foundations for greater agility as they bring new services to market. Now, the fourth area and trend that we saw, and we believe will expand this year, is going to be around open and virtual RAN. The supply side ecosystem is certainly growing. We estimate there's over 50 plus now suppliers supplying radio units, distributed units, centralized units for the new OpenRAN ecosystem. And with more than 30 service providers globally targeting meaningful coverage deployments through the second half of this decade, we expect to see a lot more focus in 24 on doing that next stage of testing, moving beyond purely doing interoperability and looking towards non-functional performance, resilience, and security testing, the meaningful capabilities that allow for large-scale commercial deployment. And the final key area that we expect to see trending in 2024 is really the move to 5G advanced and non-terrestrial networks. Now, 5G Advanced is really defined in the Release 18 standards, but we already have seen quite an interest in terms of the testing required around it. And we expect to see by the end of the year, early movements in terms of capabilities that will be out to pilot and trial with an eye on 2025 for commercial launch. Now, one of the big focus areas we expect around that will be non-terrestrial networks and direct-to-device communications. What we saw in 23 was heightened focus in terms of understanding the performance and regulatory challenges that need to be resolved before commercial service can be offered. We expect to see more of that testing during 2024, but also with the standardization coming in from 3GPP, we expect to see real commercial service starting then in 2025. Initially, probably around messaging and IoT types of services, but gradually towards mobile broadband. Now, if you want to discover more on what's going on in 5G and read our report, please go to spirent.com.